Hello, and welcome to Inside Cottonwood. I am your host, Ryan Bigelow, the Library Director for the City of Cottonwood at the Cottonwood Public Library. So today we're going to do a little something different. Like many of you, we're all adjusting to our new circumstances. So I am fortunate enough to have been able to work a little bit from home, and we're shooting today's episode of Inside Cottonwood from the comforts of my new desk and office in the corner of my bedroom. So we're adjusting, and we'll do that. Normally, I would probably bring on a guest or two to have some discussion about what's upcoming and what's exciting at the Cottonwood Public Library. Now, given our circumstances, I'm going to try to do a little bit of interviewing of myself and take a lot of the questions that I've been receiving from you, from our community, and try to get some of those answered as we look forward to what the Cottonwood Public Library is going to be doing for reopening, what that's going to look like a little bit, what you as the community and patrons can expect from us. And I'm just going to try to go over many of the different phone calls and emails that I've been receiving while we've been closed, to kind of touch base on some of those things and make sure that everybody's clear, or as clear as we can be, as we move forward with this stuff. As you know, everything's always changing, and we're always trying to adapt to these new circumstances and make sure our community and employees are safe, but also make sure that we're able to provide as many of the services that you all enjoy as we possibly can. So I would say the biggest question that I've received, and I think this is a testament to our community and the folks who live here, they're always asking me, how are you? They're starting all the conversations start out with, Ryan, how are you doing? How is your family? I can't believe that I'm in a situation where I know I'm privileged. I know that my family is safe and well. A little extra facial hair nowadays, but other than that, we are great, and really honored that the people in our community are taking their time to just check in, see how we're doing, make sure that my family's okay, and then hopefully I've been able to reciprocate that. And it's just been a time of checking in on each other and making sure everybody's hanging in there, so to speak. We've been fortunate enough. I've been keeping in contact with much of the staff, a lot of group chats, probably too many group chats on our text messages back and forth. They're going to feel like they never missed me. So they've been trying to communicate that way and make sure that everybody's in the loop on any changes, any upcoming challenges that we might have, and how we're going to adjust. So I just need to say thank you. Thank you to all the folks who've been checking in. It's been tremendous, and really appreciate people taking their time to do that. So then I guess the number two question that I've been receiving is, when will you be back open? That's the $1 million question. So like I said before, we're always changing, we're always adapting, we're trying to figure out how we can do this safely, and but yet provide those services that we know you all are missing. So as of right now, our plan is on May 18th to open up for our curbside assistance. So if you recall, prior to us closing down the building entirely, we ran a couple of weeks of what we were calling a curbside pickup service. So how this works is, you drive to the Cottonwood Public Library, you give us a call from the parking lot, and you let us know that you're there and that you have some holds, and we'll go ahead and recover those holds for you and bring them out to the curbside, and so you can pick those up. We don't have to make any contact with one another. That keeps both the patron and the staff and the employees safe, but yet allows you to get to your materials. So that is for the books and DVDs. We were helping an average of 40 to 50 patrons a day using that service prior to us closing. So the goal is right now on Monday, May 18th, we'll be looking at reopening our curbside. That will be Monday through Friday between 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So that'll be a 9 to 5 service Monday through Friday. Hopefully that's something that shows everybody that, hey, we're back in the game and you can get your stuff. So look for that on May 18th. After that, that is obviously a little bit to be determined. We are working on plans right now for what the next phase will be when we actually do open up to the public. To the best I can tell you right now is that there will be some restrictions and modifications. We won't jump into just generally into a full-blown, hey, we're open, nothing changes. We're looking at plans generally to continue to avoid large groups and large gatherings. We've had some success, or I would say a lot of success, doing some of our programs through Facebook Live. So if you are on Facebook and have access to the internet, getting on our Facebook webpage is a good thing. And we've been able to run a lot of our programs through Facebook Live and able to continue with story times and drawing and craft that way. So we'll obviously continue to look to adapt and do as many programs online for as long as we can and continue to be safe that way. And we're also looking at extra cleaning protocol. Obviously, when we were open, we were extra on the disinfectant, extra on the cleaning. That will continue. We are working with our cleaning company that we contract out with for extra cleanings. I know that before we open to the public, we are going to do a very thorough disinfection of the entire building. And that will be something that will help everybody feel a little bit more comfortable about where they're at. So all I can tell you right now is there will be it will be an adapted opening. For how long, I wish I could tell you, but that I don't know. But again, if you have questions, the best place I'm shooting people over to is the ctwpl.info. That's our website. There's a contact us button there. And if you email that, generally that's starting with me. So go ahead and email the contact us person and we'll get back to you as soon as we can with that additional information. Staff will be in the building starting Monday, the 11th. And so if you have questions, we can be responsive via the telephone as well. Starting May 11th, we will be in the building and more available for phone calls. As you can imagine, during the closure, we got a little bit backed up as far as returns and everything. So we have some work cut out for us. And as does the rest of our Yavapai Library Network. Again, we're very fortunate to be a part of a network. Had many conversations with many different libraries to see, hey, what are you doing? What's your protocol? What's up next for you? So we've had some really great discussions with other libraries in our network to kind of figure out where they're at. That's helped us and guide us into our decision making as to how we will continue with a reopening and beyond. So I know we're in line. Every library is a little bit different, but I do know that we're in line with what other libraries in our county are doing. So we're very fortunate. Again, I'm very fortunate to have been able to work from home and continue to get some stuff done. We will talk a little bit more about that next, about what's upcoming. I know everybody's asking about when are my books due, so we can touch on that a little bit. And we have some new features over our closure. We were able to make some additions, some additional online resources that we're really proud of and want to make sure that folks are using. So we can touch on all that when we get back. Again, Ryan Bigelow, Inside Cottonwood, and we'll be right back with you.
This is Bruce Morel, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
There are people who struggle with addiction and homelessness. Sometimes it may feel like there is nothing we can do to help.
But there is. You can make a tax-deductible donation and help those in need transition away from homelessness.
When you give someone a handout, you could actually be supporting an addiction.
A better life starts with better health, especially for those living in the streets.
Support solutions, not addictions. You can make a difference. Visit cottonwoodcares.org.
Hello and welcome back to Inside Cottonwood. I'm Ryan Bigelow, the Library Director for the Cottonwood Public Library. And as you can see, we're adjusting and we're adapting just like many of you are. We are doing Inside Cottonwood today remotely from the comforts of my home office in the corner of my bedroom. So thank you for bearing with us here. But we're going over a little bit about what we're doing at the library, and then some of the plans for us moving forward. So I've been able to work from home and received a lot of emails and phone calls from eager patrons to kind of learn about what our plans are for moving forward. So I'm going to try to answer some of those most frequently asked questions today. Of course, the first one most concerning was when will we be back open? And as of right now, our plan is to reopen our curbside service starting May 18th. So you can call from the parking lot of the library Monday through Friday and let us know that you're there to pick up your holds, and we'll bring them out to you. So we're going to try to do that as safely and as responsibly as possible, but also be able to get you folks the materials that you have been looking for. The second most answered question is, when are my books due? As a network, the Yavapai Library Network has decided to extend due dates pretty significantly. So as of right now, nothing is due until June 19th. We're hoping that all of our network libraries are able to reopen to some extent by that point, giving our patrons plenty of time to get back together and get their materials back, because some folks were able to make those charges prior to us closing. Now you're kind of stuck with your book or your DVD. All I'm asking of you right now is just take care of that book or that DVD, any materials that you have. Take care of yourself. Let's not really be concerned about when we're getting stuff back. This initial due date has been extended to June 19th. I'm telling staff that we are going to be more than flexible when it comes to late fees and fines when it comes to this new world that we're in. So please be a responsible patron. You know, there are other folks who are wanting to use those same materials that you have, but most importantly, take care of yourself, and hopefully we can find a time when it's safe for you to come back and return those materials. Starting on the 11th, that is when staff will be back. So May 11th, we'll have staff back at the Cottonwood Public Library. We will reopen our drop boxes at that point in time, so you can start making your returns then. But we are in no rush. We are going to be more than backed up for when we do return. Obviously, you can imagine there's a lot of folks with materials out that are going to be anxious to turn those in. So we're going to try to get us a little bit of a head start and start moving some of that next week, because we've got a mountain of materials to return and put back on our shelves. So that will be exciting, but please be patient. We'll be patient with you. Be patient with us as we move forward. One of the things I want to make sure and note is that at least now until further notice, one of the things as a network, the Yavapai Library Network, we've decided to do is once an item is returned, we are going to hold that item in quarantine, so to speak, for 3 days. That's all of our network libraries. So as this virus, we learn more about the virus. One of the protocols we've all adopted is putting them in quarantine. So they are not. That's not a way that we can be spreading it, or we're reducing the chances that that's a way that the virus can be spread. So if you return something and the next day you would normally see, hey, it shows on my account that that's been returned. Don't panic because we are going to put that into a quarantine, let it air out for 3 days, and then we'll go from there. So that's one of the protocols that we're all taking as a network. So we're hoping that that's making everybody feel a little bit more comfortable with checking in, checking out materials. The third most asked question, this is probably a really close to number 2 or number 1 though too, is I lost my card. What is my card number and what is my PIN number? That is something that remotely here I've been able to do no problem. I've been able to access our computers at work remotely, and so I've been able to give folks their cards and their PIN numbers hopefully within about 24 hours of anybody sending in that request. So if you lost your card, if you've lost your PIN number, don't worry about it. You can get with us, get on our website, hit that contact us button. It'll email us directly and we can get you that information, no problem. One of the reasons that a lot of the folks are looking at needing their PIN numbers is because all of our online resources require a PIN number to be able to access. So Universal Class, Overdrive, Libby, you name it, Tutor.com, they're all going to require that PIN number for your access. Hint, hint, if you don't remember it, try the last 4 digits of your phone number. That traditionally at the Cottonwood Public Library, that's how we've done it. So if you haven't tried that, go ahead and try that first and then give us a call. So a lot of those online resources, as you can imagine, have been wildly popular over our closure. We have helped a lot of people install and learn how to function with Overdrive and the Libby app. So folks who aren't able to get books at the library have been able to do ebooks and e-audiobooks through our Libby app, and that's easy enough for us to do. Hopefully it's been easy enough for our patrons to kind of work through. The reality is when we have Libby, we're open 24/7, 7 days a week. It's really nice. The Libby particularly is really functional, really intuitive. So if you have a smartphone or a tablet, I just recommend you go to your app store. It is free. All it requires is your library card and your PIN number to register, and you have instant access to thousands and thousands of materials and books. One of the things about our e-materials is that they are more expensive. So that has been a challenge for libraries to keep up with the collection in the e-material world. So for better or for worse, if we don't have something that you're looking for, please let me know. Use that contact us button and let us know, and we'll do the best we can to try to accommodate. One of the things that as we were looking at closures for all of our network libraries, the Yavapai Library Network was able to pitch in an additional $50,000 to help our collection with our ebooks and our e-audiobooks. So that was amazing. We didn't get us all the way where we needed to be, but $50,000 certainly did help. And now you can see there's definitely a difference in the collection type that we have for our e-materials. So please, if you haven't already, which I know many of you have now, figured out how to use Libby, please play with that. And that's definitely another option for you to get your materials, even when we are back open. That's a convenient way to do things. So a lot of folks are asking how they go about doing that. Our website, ctwpl.info, we've right on the front page there, we have how to download, how to install. All of those questions can be asked there and answered there. So go ahead and look for that. We have a lot of other new materials and new resources also. So once you figured out your card number and your PIN number, we can get you set up for additional resources. I will touch on some of those when we get back. I'm being told I'm running out of time. I'm talking too much. So again, this is Ryan Bigelow from the Cottonwood Public Library, the library director. And when we return, let's talk about what else you can do with that library card online, and then what we're going to have going moving forward. Okay, we'll be right back.
This is Bruce Morel, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
There are people who struggle with addiction and homelessness. Sometimes it may feel like there is nothing we can do to help.
But there is. You can make a tax-deductible donation and help those in need transition away from homelessness.
When you give someone a handout, you could actually be supporting an addiction.
A better life starts with better health, especially for those living in the streets.
Support solutions, not addictions. You can make a difference. Visit cottonwoodcares.org.
Hello, welcome back. I'm Ryan Bigelow. This is Inside Cottonwood. I am the library director at the Cottonwood Public Library, and as you can see, we're doing things a little bit differently today. But for today's Inside Cottonwood, I'm taking some of our most frequently asked questions during our closure and trying to address those and giving everybody a look at what the library is going to do and what it's going to look like moving forward. When we left off, we were talking about library card numbers and PIN numbers. I can easily get that to you if you contact us or contact us via our website. Another addition that we have added during this closure is the convenience of being able to register for a library card online. So again, if you go to that website, ctwpl.info, or I just tell people to Google Cottonwood Public Library, you can find on the right-hand side there a big blue button that says register here. You can now get your library card online. That library card is going to be good for 90 days. And then once you've registered and once we've reopened, you can come in and show us your proof of address. We just need to know that you live in Yavapai County. So bring in your driver's license, show us that, and then you will have a permanent library card. So please share the word there. If folks aren't able to get to their materials and because they don't have a library card, you can now do that online as well. So we're really excited about that. Our friends of the Cottonwood Library Group, the Bookmarks, they helped us out and they put up for a new program called Tutor.com. This program is really extensive and we felt like it was going to be a big benefit for our community given the circumstances. So I know a lot of parents are at home helping kids with homework. I'm one of them. Some of us are doing better than others. So we felt like adding an additional resource for kids and for parents was a big deal for our community. There's, like it says, there's tutoring, so you can get live one-on-one tutoring. There's also ACT and SAT preparation on there for those older students, those kids who are hoping to get into college. There's graduate school entrance exam practices. So if you're thinking about going back to school now, you can prep for that using our tutor.com. A lot of practice quizzes. The ASVAB practice quiz is on there. So maybe if college isn't necessarily, or maybe you want to find out what college is good for you, there's a lot of that selection on there too. So tutor.com, again, all you need is your library card, and a tremendous amount of resources there. And again, thanks to our bookmarks, friends of the Cottonwood Public Library for helping us out there and being able to do that. One of the other online resources that we have that I think is underappreciated and underutilized is the RB Digital app. We have our access to RB Digital, and this gives us what I like to use it for is magazine subscriptions. So, we're not traveling as much anymore, but when you are traveling, it's always nice to flip through a magazine. That's easy enough to do through RB Digital. And I also need to mention that they have a nice selection of audiobooks as well. So if you're looking for an audiobook and Libby doesn't happen to have it, maybe RB Digital does. So again, another free resource that we have with your library card and that PIN number. So get set up online for that and have access to all these free resources. It's fantastic. So that covers a lot of the new stuff that we've been able to add. I know I'm excited. We've been working hard at updating our website. It's not going to change entirely, but we're going to have some new features, try to simplify it a little bit. So that is also in the works. So when you go to that ctwpl.info, we're hopeful in the next few weeks here we can get that up and running, and you'll see an updated, newer version of the website, a little cleaner and hopefully ultimately a little easier for you to use as the patron. So you can look for that. I've been getting asked a lot about that summer reading program. Is that going to happen, and what that's going to look like? So I can answer one of those questions. Yes, we will be having a summer reading program. That's important. Kids have been out of school for some time now. This is, I feel like, now more important than ever to continue that program and keep kids reading. So the answer is yes, we will have a summer reading program. You can find that on our website. We're going to open up registration on May 18th for the summer reading program. What exactly is it going to look like? That's a harder question for me to answer. We are going to adapt. We are going to have to adjust. We were in the middle of making arrangements for a kind of an updated program. And so we will be switching that. I can imagine a lot of our resources, again, will be offered online. And we'll be looking to have programming that people can participate in remotely. So we certainly will be having a summer reading program for the kids. More information on that and to what that's going to look like. When we do come back, you can expect a few changes, a few updates to the library. If you've been in there anytime recently, we have done extensive weeding, meaning we're getting rid of older materials. That doesn't mean we're going to have less. I want to. That's what people's immediate reaction is. Oh no, there are going to be less books in the library. That is not true. We're just going to be doing a better job replacing some of the older ones. So we did get a grant for some Spanish materials, so you'll be seeing those in the library pretty soon. We've been able to rearrange some of our spaces too, and more flexible spacing is what we're calling it, so people can be there and do what they want to do, where they want to do it. We're going to be looking at a few more options as far as automatic check-ins and check-outs. This is both just for the patron experience. Some people prefer the automatic check-in, check-out. Some people don't, and we understand that. But if that is something that somebody does prefer, we'd like to be able to accommodate and get them in and out as quickly as possible. One of the things that, again, as a network, the entire network is looking at doing is automatic renewals of materials. What this will do is the intent here is to avoid late fees and fines that way. That if you have an item that is due, say, tomorrow, we will automatically update and renew it for you to give you an extended amount of time with that item and give you more time to be able to return it instead of you starting to rack up fees and fines. Now, that's only good if the item doesn't have a hold on it. So again, if somebody else is interested in that same item, they're going to need to have access to it too. So automatic renewals, the intent there is to avoid and minimize late fees and fines. And if we're minimizing late fees and fines, then ultimately we're hoping that more folks will have active library cards and be able to utilize all of the resources that we have at the library. A couple other questions I've been getting. We've unfortunately had to cancel a few events. I know the Verde Valley Comic Expo was one of them. We would love to try and reschedule that for the fall. We also know that we have to be cautious if that's something we're going to do. So we're still discussing what and when and if and how that looks. That was obviously one of our more popular events. Great event for the kids, something different in this area. So we're going to do the best we can to bring that back. But hopefully everybody will understand if it just has to wait another year. As we get more information, we'll be definitely trying to share that. Want to make sure we take this opportunity to thank our volunteers. We have an annual volunteer luncheon that we do. It's a nice time to recognize and reward our volunteers. As many of you know, we have approximately 70 volunteers working at the library at all times, doing a variety of roles. We have an annual event for them, and we like to use that to show our appreciation. Unfortunately, we were not able to have that this year. So that's a shame, but we do still very much appreciate our volunteers and everybody who's active in our community and in our library, helping us out there. So that's what I know. That's what we've got. That's what we've got moving forward. We are changing. We are adapting, just like you are. We know that your world is not the same right now. And we're going to do the best we can to help you adapt and be able to live in this new world, whatever that may look like. So expect that when we do reopen, we're going to have resources for those who are looking to get back into the job market. Skills and universal classes still there, free certifications to help skill build and help people get back into the workforce, whatever that might look like. So whatever this community is going to need moving forward, that is what the Cottonwood Public Library is going to try to do. We're going to try to adapt and change along with you and be able to provide the services and resources that you need. Best way to find out what we're doing is ctwpl.info. You can also find us on Facebook. Search for the Cottonwood Public Library on Facebook, and you can find a lot of information there as well. And starting on May 11th, staff will be back into the building, so feel free to call us. And May 18th, we will be starting our curbside service pickup again. And the rest is a little bit to be determined, but we're very hopeful that we'll be seeing you all very soon. Okay, I hope I answered most of your questions. If I didn't, the contact us on our website is still there and still available. Please continue to be kind to one another, continue to adapt and change as we all do. And hopefully, very hopeful that we will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in Inside Cottonwood. Again, this has been Ryan Bigelow with the Cottonwood Public Library. We'll see you soon.